Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to explain to you how to play bounces from support and resistance levels. And while finding the right level is really important, you need to understand that a level by itself does not mean anything. The first thing you need to do when you are trading is understand where the market is headed and develop some sort of a bias where the market is going to go to. And only after you figured out where the market is going to go to, you start looking for a level. In my case, looking at AMD, you could see that it finally broke a level that it held for a long time. Another confirmation was that on the previous day it closed as a green or as a bullish candle. The fact that we broke a consolidation gives us a bias that we can continue the trend to the upside, and the fact that the previous day is green also gives us some sort of a hope or a bias or a feeling that today we are going to continue going to the upside. On the 60-minute chart, you can see that there is an ABCD pattern. An ABCD pattern is a strong or a bullish pattern that we are looking for to play continuations. And when you play an ABCD pattern, you can either enter closer to the level C, which is the level of support. That obviously is a more risky play, but it offers you a better risk to reward ratio. Or you can play it at the level D for a break of the resistance level. Finally, I'm going for even a smaller time frame, which is the 5-minute chart, to find the final confirmation and to just look for a minor level that could confirm what I saw on the higher time frames. And around here you could see that on the 5-minute chart on the previous day there was some sort of a level that held the price above VWAP for some particular time. And I'm hoping that today this level is going to continue holding, and if it does, I can play it to the long side. Let's head to trading terminal replay feature and see how I executed this trade and what I could have done to make my trade better. So there is AMD, and this is the level that I'm looking at from the previous day. I wanted to see how AMD is going to behave around this level before I play it to the long side, and you could see that we did sell off strong. And after the sell-off, the price started holding. You could see how we're getting bought back up from this level, and we're starting to form some sort of a wick, which indicates a lot of buying pressure. We're trying to sell off again, but the price is kind of holding. You see how it's every time it sells off, it slightly gets pushed back up. This is actually a good and a strong sign that we could start an uptrend or that we could shoot to the upside. And in fact, the moment it held closer to the level of support around here, you could have initiated your position. Now look at what's happening. It's dropping down again, and again it gets bought back up. That's another signal that the price is strong and the price could actually go to the upside. Now what I want to do is I want to add heavier into my position, and I want to finally look for a breakout. But look at this. Yes, there is a lot of buying pressure around here, but at the same time there is a lot of selling pressure. I need to make sure that on the 1-minute chart there will not be any more selling pressure before I add into my position. And for that I need to see a bullish candle, a candle that has not big wick above it. Like this one is better. It's kind of the most bullish candle or the biggest bullish candle we've had in a while. This candle tried to sell off and it gave us some sort of a wick, but it did not sell off, and now it's shooting to the upside. This is actually a good sign, and what you could do at this stage is maybe start taking partials or start selling at the levels of resistance. The first level of resistance that you could see around here is 133.20. Now this was obviously a really bad candle around here when it just fully engulfed and it closed red. But normally, especially if the price is strong and if I see that the price every time it sells off it gets bought back up, I would hold it. You might lose a little bit extra than planned, for example maybe 1.5 hours rather than 1 hour, but that could actually help you survive ruining your average. Because look at this, just looking at the past, every time AMD sells off it gets bought back up, every time it sells off it gets bought back up, and past could repeat itself. It could sell off and get bought back up. So this is one of the cases where I do not use hard stops, and this is one of the cases where I might actually hold on through the pullback and wait for the candle to close. And the only reason for me to sell my position or to bail out of my position would be to see that the 1-minute candle closer to the level of support closed as a red candle. Now how do you manage your risk? Obviously it depends. For me, for example, now that I see that there is a lot of selling pressure happening around this area, I might want to lock in at least some of the profits. You might also want to lock in some profits along with the momentum. However, since the daily chart looked so good and the 60-minute chart also looked great, you might want to hold on for at least a part of your position for the full average true range move. And since AMD has an average true range of around $4 if I'm not wrong, you could hold on to it from $131 all the way to $136. I hope you all enjoyed this video. And just a quick recap, if you want to play bounces for support and resistance levels, you need to make sure that you first develop a bias based on the higher time frames. Only then you analyze the 60-minute chart and the 5-minute chart for an extra confirmation to confirm your bias. Then you try to find key levels, a level where you want to play a breakout from or a level where you want to play a bounce from. And finally, make sure that you're managing your trade based on the 1-minute chart. You want to get your entry with a really tight stop loss based on the 1-minute chart, but get your target based on a higher time frame, which would result in a good amount of risk to reward ratio. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the like button, share and subscribe to our channel, and I'll talk to you in the next video.